Oh, man. All the time, man. All the time, man. And all I had to do. I've been through a lot, man. Me and Greggy Skunt, VI to the sky. Montgomery came up with straight out the bush entertainment. I had East Unit Productions, man. We met up. He was a cellmate with Gene Tenner's brother, Earth Tenner. I know my Miami group, and it's not my group. I'm a part of a little hated group on Facebook. I know everybody remember Gene Tenner, Earth and Gene. Gene running C'est La Vie. Gene and some more people, C'est La Vie. Yeah, man. Say they be having A-list clients. Or A-list clients, man. They be chauffeur. I don't know if he got a catering service too. Like a little Uber Eat like type shit on the side. I don't know, he might do that too. But a chauffeur. Gene Tenner. That's Earth brother, man. But anyway, man, locking it down, man. Prop 13. The God Kuwait. Wise God Born Supreme. Dexter Wilson. Ed Poe. Miami Mac. Devastator X. Money D. The Rhymester. DJ Money D. Yeah, Mix 96. Money D. He with the shits. Greggy Skunt stayed cussing his ass out behind his back. Right? I don't think he wanted to see none of that shower and that power. So, VR to the sky. Hey, man. So that's all I had to do, man. All that time, man. I got what became locking it down. Coming out of straight out the bush / that East Unit Production / Dash now. Baby Boy. All Miami DJs. Baby Said and Pure Funk. Who that? Bo the Lover mainly. Bo. Vi Funk. Vicious Vi. They know Baby Boy. Norris Walker. He was supposed to be a longshoreman. Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know that. He a part of a longshoreman clan. But he was a spoiled baby. He ain't have to do all that. His granddaddy. His granddaddy, actually, that's who house that was Baby Boy was living in. Granddaddy Abram Walker, that's a longshoreman. You got the Walker clan, and you got other last names too. They ain't necessarily got the same last name. But anyway, Baby Boy, I said that in the previous publication, was very crucial to what ended up becoming Locking It Down Records. It didn't have to be that. So, Baby Boy was extremely crucial to it being something, a record label that I own, or he and I, as a matter of fact, he and I would have owned that record company. And I don't mind if he would have decided, since he had the lion's share of the actual funds, if he would have decided that he was the CEO and I was just his artist. Well, if that would have happened, hey, I'd have jumped on that too. Baby Boy, good people. About the closest thing Master P gonna get as far as the heart, the type of heart he got. And they ain't gonna too tough shit on nobody, to the best of my knowledge. Judging for everything he ever had his hands on, man. But man, all that time I keep saying they were trying to starve me out. I'm ratting their ass out. They tried to starve me out, man. And like I said quite a few times, they nudged me towards Sean Puffy Combs and what he was doing. Puffy actually came down around that time to do what was the first making of the band. I had just met Freddie P. Not too long before Fred popped up on the beach at the little contest or whatever, ended up winning, one of the winners, and he became up there, I think with Chopper for Louisiana and all them. He was up there with all them on TV and job. He had just not too long been through the studio before we had any club there. We had pre-production on the stage in the back. And he came through. Problem put on the track. He blazed it. Go ahead, bro. He blazed that track. Blazed it. Off the dome. Oh, man. Scorching hot. Freddie P. And all that time, man, we ended up being there for 10 years straight. 24 hours, 7 days a week, access. Some of the producers even had a key to the building. Nothing stopping. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. And I know, yep. And nobody told me it was that easy. It was just that easy. All I had to do was scroll some scrotum. Like Big Gip say. Goody Ma, Big Gip say, I don't scrote no scrotum. I don't scrote no scrotum. All I had to do was scroll some scrotum. And everything you be telling your girls, gal, your wife, and everybody else who done held the mic and tried to rock the mic where they got wrong at. Well, you know better than them. Will Smith said, only a man knows what a man needs. All I had to do was take my little ass down to Star Island. Well, Starfish down to Star Island, oh. Man, and work. Go for what I know. I know somebody. It ain't about experience, it's about imagination. If I just swallow my pride. Right? And swallow brother love. I had to swallow a little more than just pride. So they say love is stronger than pride. You know, just go on and just, you know what I'm saying, put the what's happening on the man, you know what I'm saying? Any man really know how to do it. See, like I say, I ain't knocking, and I ain't gonna call no names out, cause you know, there's some names been called out by who, you know. When I was raised up, man, the men, when I was about 4, 5, 6 years old, the men that came across as hetero, and you say like hard rock, hard leg, you know, straight dude. One thing about them, man, they didn't do too much gossip. Especially if you talking about, this the main topic right here. What a man has done sexually to another man. They hardly ever, I'm telling you, this what I'm piecing together, the puzzle I'm piecing together. This what we used to hear back in the day. When I was 5, up with like 12, jive like that. The older guys in their upper 20s and their 30s, right around that age, right there, they would say G-A-Y space A-S-S and then fill in the blank, that's the name of the person. So if it's a big old star, I ain't gonna say their name because somebody out there related to them might think, or the star themselves might be still alive, they might think I'm talking about they people, but I was just using an example, even though they did say that. But no, they would say G-A-Y space A-S-S such and such. That's it. You would not hear any details. You would not hear any eyewitness. So for a long time, my impression was that the people that do it, they was jealous because we all knew too well that as far as we knew in our vicinity, our county, our city, the schools we went to, the churches and stuff, that particular person, male, who was a star, Hollywood or music industry, they could get just about any girl they wanted. And if they didn't fall head over heels for any one particular girl, it wouldn't matter who they couldn't get. They had more than they can handle. And it would be incidents where you would see like Batman and Catwoman, pretty much. When Batman trying to stand on business and Catwoman trying to get him to lay down, when you know she ain't got nothing but a trick up her sleeve anyway, right? But when we were young and we wanted to see some action on TV, we'd get mad at Batman because, you know, Catwoman was fine, man. You know, she in a cat suit, man, begging for it, got the whip. Whoop-ah! She like a mistress, BDSM, right? Like, man, go to have some fun, man. You work all the time. Batman wasn't having nothing. Batman no better than a Catwoman evil, man. That's the last thing he'll do. So, you know, a lot of times the stars, they wouldn't be married, especially the heartthrob. They wouldn't be married. You know, they'll run a lot of time from female fans, and the bodyguard, big old burly bodyguard, be push the female in the center of the chest. Boom, that's one of the best ways, if you didn't know, to knock a person off their feet. Push them in the center of their chest, in the center of the chest. Blah, the upper part, right? And, you know, so, we, damn, man, look at him fighting to get away. You know, I want to say some names bad, but I ain't gonna say no names. But then, in all truth and actuality, many of these stars who are closeted with their sexual preference over a long time period, they have just come forward recently and told the world that they are of that persuasion. These are ones who we had not heard an announcement or any allegations, right? And they were some of the heartthrobs of me when I was growing up. The women just was crazy over. They appeared in a lot of movies if there was Hollywood, and some of them that was industry also made it into the movies. Demond Wilson, Lamont from Sanford & Son, can be quoted as saying lately, he was like, man, this is nothing new what they're talking about. You know, Hollywood has always been da-da-da-da-da. So he's talking about Jaguar Wright, Gene Deal, people like that, who are giving up the goods on see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. They're giving up the goods on what they saw, heard, and they're not speaking. Right? Violating the code of the Three Little Monkeys. Giving up the goods. So that's as much as I would hear. They would not talk. And another thing, the elders at that time period, if I'm born in 73, let me do the math this time. 73 plus, I'm gonna give myself 7 years. That'll be 1980. All right? So I'm gonna give myself 6 years. I wanna stay in the 70s. 79, most definitely, you would have somebody who was, that's why I did that. Okay, in 79, somebody who was 25 to 37. Okay, in 79. Now you do that math. In 1979, if you 25 to 37, now do the math for the age range that was born in, right? If I take my mind off of that, because I already barely said what I said, but I said it. I did say what I meant to say. I got it all out because I had just said that to myself in the parking lot, going back to retrieve what they call that? A receipt that they refused to give me yesterday. I had to come back when the store manager was there. Because these products known to fail, last like 1% of the warranty time. You need to go get that receipt, get that warranty thing. And if you got to go online and log in and tell them but it all go on to do that. That's about a part of purchase, because you know that jive is shoddy, shitty, and shoddy. What they selling. You got to buy the same thing. Matter of fact, most things these days we leasing it. We ain't even buying it. We just don't realize, because we don't look at it like that. We don't word it like that. But these are a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. They got the cord that connect the buds, because I'm very active. I walk a long way and stuff like that. Walk upstairs, and you look back and you got to walk back 2-3 miles to trace your steps to see where the little earbud at, because it fell out. So if I had a little wire connected to the buds and they have it around my neck, it's less likely that that'll happen. It won't fall. I notice it when it falls. So anyway, I bought Beats by Dre and other brands, J-Lab and all kind of stuff. And if I think about the first time I bought some Bluetooth earbuds, up until this last purchase was about $10.50 at a dollar store. But when I think about it, Beats by Dre, some of the top of the line earbuds, and they still ended up failing me. I had everything I owned taken from me. Every stitch, just about every stitch of everything I owned So that receipt was up in that stuff. That Beats by Dre. So I just let that slide, right? I let it slide. But I probably didn't go online to log it in when I bought it. That would have worked. If I'd have logged it in when I first bought it online, that would have doubled as a receipt. So anyway, I was thinking about how many times you done bought some earbuds. Now, why don't they work long? I'm gonna give, this is a good example. The headphone. Now, if you look at the wire in the neighborhood for the power in the hood, that's the same thing that's around your neck if you got headphones. Why is it that you seldom see a FPL or Georgia Power, wherever you at, get up on that doggone lift and repair a wire? That's not a common occurrence. You know how many wires running? Miles and miles of wires are running. They don't have to fix them wires every 3 months, every 6 months, every year. They don't. And if it wasn't for storms, it'd be less repair. What do you have in this damn wire that's so special? Is it some fairy dust in there? No. It's some rubber coated or something that about like rubber to protect the what we call copper wiring. Largely that should be copper wiring. And that's about it. They might be a little more sophisticated than that because that's a power source we want through the storm, throughout the years and all that. But basically it's copper and rubber. So if you like we used to do back in the day, especially the DJs, we used to have to break down everything. The tape, we had to go in the cassette tape and break that apart. You might go in the 8-track, break that apart. Go into the component set, break it down. And because you got to find something to fix and put it back together instead of sending it off to the factory. You fix it yourself. So now, some of it has soldering. You got to solder that thing, get hot, and you touch it, all the parts and stuff, the weld it in place and all that good stuff. So now, why is it that the headphone, they got to know that I'm going to take it off sometime. And if I'm out somewhere, I don't want to get in no water. Might be a cup I'm drinking from, might be rain, anything. The sink when I wash my hand. So I want to put that inside a Ziploc bag or something. So it's going to be, it come to you folded up already. Then they ask you dumbass question to try to get around the fact they selling some cheap ass shit. Have you ever folded or rolled it up? Bitch, you sent it to me like that. Maybe it happened when it went in the packaging on the way here. Shipping and handling, and it only took me to maneuver it a couple of times for it to break all the way. They never want to own up to the fact. Don't even talk about the cell phone. That's one of the most sensitive items that they ship out from the factories. I had eyeglasses that were more sturdy than than a doggone laptop or a cell phone. Then they don't want to sell the shield with it. They don't want to sell the little box, like the outer box and shit, that covering for the whole phone, the shield for the screen. Then they stop putting the charger in that motherfucker. So what they really doing is not divulging to you the actual price of the item. They'll give you a price, and you jump on it. At the point of purchase, you realize the price is actually 30, 40, maybe more than what they said because, insurance. And da-da-da-da-da. So for the phone example, right? Who gonna walk around with a brand new little sensitive little bitch ass phone without no protective covering screen? Well, you know that the screen that come in, is wine glasses stronger than that. Come on, man, stop playing. The house, it's a lot of little toys and shit stronger than that. Things that's not meant to be used. How you gonna have something that's meant to be used? You got foremen on construction sites and stuff. Like everybody got a phone. Scuba divers and all. Look at. So you got to get a screen. You got to get a house, and you ain't got the charge. And charges not only they're so separate now, they done went up. And if you want one, don't take forever, 10 hours for 10%. Get the supercharger. One of them brand Samsung got a supercharger, super fast charger. That be about $30 now. By the time you buy the accessory to the phone, you done bought an whole new phone. And the phone you buy, it ain't shit. It can't stand any handling. Really, it really can't. And you gotta hurt them by that shield, by that box. And I found out the hard way, a lot of time, even when it's warranted, they don't be wanting to give you the replacement. They put me through so much shit. Now, you know, if you got over a year warranty, it's a chance that a person would be separate from that original receipt. See, especially with so many people losing their houses and stuff that they bought. Now, I ain't talking about no rent. The renters been getting kicked out because the owners was selling out for money. In Florida, the owners was selling out for money, kicking them out down. Oh, it's in the contract. We can give you a 30-day notice or a week notice and stuff like. Okay. So now, many of us don't have them original receipts. Many of us didn't go online for everything we bought, because you got to do that these days. Everything you buy, you got to go online. If you read the warranty that tell you to do it, you better do it. Go online, and hopefully you don't lose your email and stuff like that. I lost access to my email. That's another obstacle. I can't even get in my email where some of that stuff is at. So what do I do then? Well, when you fix that problem, get back with a. So all this stuff coming from Asia, a good 90-something%, 97, 8, 99.999% of the time that shit come across that date line, man, from Asia. Yeah. Hey, look at it. Look at this stuff, man. Outsourced many of these companies. The items that we're buying, a company was in America at one time. American company. I'm not gonna talk about the names of a lot of the owners of these American companies, the stockholders and all that, the decision makers and stuff like that, because they have a way of making you pay for putting your mouth on them, putting their name in your mouth. So I'm just going to say the companies. Many of these companies started in America, or we had an American company. We didn't have to buy foreign products. Even stuff like crude oil, we got that right here. But because they have certain deals with all them foreign countries and companies, they don't let us have domestic oil, gasoline. But it's ours. And it's ours. The people. Lenape, the people. HawtyyyReddd, the people. The principal people. It is ours. You cannot privatize that which nature has made, put in abundance, a resource that is abundantly found in nature. You can't privatize. That belongs to nature and the people, the principal people, and they govern over how that commodity, that resource, will be issued out to the people. They don't hoard. They don't block out. See? And hold back until they can emasculate a whole nation. Prostitute out a whole nation. Withholding the very resources that are found on that soil. Not far, because a lot of times we think about embargo and trade, something being held back. We think about things that people won't ship to us. Or the government, de facto government that we are under on that land mass in particular won't allow into the borders. But no, there are things within the border, within the confines of that nation. Corporate war nation state. Right? A republic that has been stood on its head and occupied the occupied republics of the world. And the resources belong to us, even though they privatize sections, quote unquote, on paper, and even verbally, they spew out all this contractual jargon, but those contracts have no merit. Void ab initio is the term. Those contracts have no merit whatsoever. Void ab initio, INITIO, following A, B. Ab initio means from its inception, from the time you thought about that in your rabbit ass mind, it was void. It has no standing in law. Now, the reset is upon us, so many of our erudite scholars, tell-us, leaders, chiefs, sheikhs, shakum, and etc. The reset is upon us. Active Moors, more active. Those who have studied civics, those who have published manifestos and whatnot, published the information. I am being taught. I think Grand Sheikh Taj Tariq Bey and Chief Rod Hayes, Chief Pontiac Rod Hayes, right? That when you publish certain realities, information, that you are putting them on notice, which is going to the principal, which is going out to the agent. We have these different platforms of publishing now, such as Facebook, MySpace, ... You got blogs and stuff, and other things in cyberspace. And I've heard it being said that cyberspace is really good for saving the trees, because paper largely comes from trees. So that's one less reason to have to kill yet another tree. Because now the medium of paper communications and art, like drawing, a lot of that can be done with other medium other than just paper. So cyberspace is one of them. We can save a lot of trees like that. So it's not unfounded, right, or asinine to say that that it is an official publishing. And by law, once certain things are published, that reality has been made public, and it is basically officially made public. So someone has been officially warned, or whatever the situation may be. And Chief Rod Pontiac is the one in particular, I think I've heard recently say more than one time, because he referred to Phoenix Reddd, is it? Chief Crazy Horse or War Horse, the female, not crazy, but that's Old Dirty Bastard. Chief this War Horse. I gotta check that. I gotta check her name out again. It's a chief this got something to do with a horse, War Horse maybe. And then you have Phoenix Reddd, or Phoenix Rising Reddd. These are female matriarchs that are working hard hard and mightily, like the MGT, for civics, for divine and national, for the republic, government of the people, for the people, by the people, to have this rightly regulated and back into the hands of the people, for the people, by the people, so that we can once again move forward the way we were pretty much definitely in the late 1400s on back. Now, I pretty went off on like 2 or 3 tangents because I didn't even mean to go there, but it's good I did go where I went, because I started off with something that wasn't all that important at all. I just been meaning to say that. Quite a few times I meant to say that, but it's always slips my mind. And like I said, when I was raised by the type of men, man, it left a bad taste in their mouth. And it's like as soon as you notice that is how they are, being a young man yourself, you quickly pick up on why. Like real fast. You pick up on why they are like that. You know, you consider how you sound. You know, you ask yourself, how do you yourself, how you sound, you know. And the first thing comes to mind, especially as a young man, and that's another reason why they telling that the look on their face, they turn to you real quick, hey. Because number one, you sound like a female when you about 4, 5. Many of us young men. The vocal cords are very, very much underdeveloped for a male. So we are still closer to that feminine egg as a young male. We have not grown into that. Which one is it? The X or the Y? I get them mixed up. You got the X chromosome and the Y chromosome. You got male and female. So whatever that chromosome that the male is going to be molded largely by, that is still working. It's in its infancy. So, you know, the height, the chest, and all kind of stuff on the male is underdeveloped. So the female's vocal cords and the males are quite similar when the male is like 3 to 5, 7, 8, 9 to like puberty really does it. And some people develop faster than other ones. So you got from 11 to about 14, something like that, when that bass is dropping the voice later. So that's another thing. How you sound. Because as a young man who is going to be around women a lot, because the women don't trust the men, the big old rusted men around. Look, we too strong and don't know our own strength around a little infant like that. So, you know, it's like, hey, y'all just chill. And the women got this. And so the man, and a lot of times when we was coming up, a lot of the men, they always try to insert some type of something in there at the boy on a day-to-day basis. Cause he know, man, he spent too much time with them doggone girls and women. You know, I gotta do something masculine so the young man can see I'm growing into that. I need to be patterning myself more after that than this little stuff that I see these chicks doing. Cause if you're not careful, that'll be the basis of why a young man to be going around identifying as a doggone female in the first place. Just spending too much time with the female, and ain't nobody told him it was nothing wrong with the fact that he identifies a little too much with the female, and that he has a job to do as a man. It's not just like picking out your favorite color car, your favorite hat or something. It's a job attached to our gender. We have a job to do. We have an office that we hold. And we are supposed to be spending our youth preparing for that office. See? A man amongst men. equivalent to the English bailiff of 100. I mean, this is real. A lot of this information we get now as adults. Nowadays, they could be very young getting this stuff now because it's all online now. So a dude could be 9, 12, like that, listening to Sabir Bey, Father Hannibal Bey, all these type of people. Alhamdulillah, that's the case. If they caught up in that now, right? Less Blues Clues or whatever they like, or SpongeBob, that stuff kind of old now. I don't know what the new cartoons are now, but hopefully it is some young guys that's listening to people like that. Grand Sheikh, Asir the Duke of Tir. Asir got comic books and stuff out. He know what he doing. See, Heru, how you say the whole name? Yeah, I think it's Super Heru. Super Heru, ... Super Heru. So yeah, this is what we need. We need them to do. They need to know their office, and they need to take off. They got to get the book knowledge, and they got to get the it got to be like a blend between like Frederick Douglass and W.E.B. Du Bois, or you could say Marcus Garvey and W.E.B. Du Bois, or Elijah Muhammad and W.E.B. Du Bois. You can't have one without the other. We have to have, first of all, ignorance of the law does not exempt one from the law. The laws of civics are very important, whether that have been used against us or not. Whether we have been through the occupation or not. Because that's how we function. We got to learn how to contract with the governing bodies and with each other so that we can conduct our family estate's business properly in a timely fashion before we taking up out of here to serve. How we're supposed to serve in this human flesh, not human. Human really mean monster. But this spacesuit, right? Where our spiritual bodies are housed in for the time. We came here for a purpose. And much of what we are not doing, there you go, I break it down. I gotta break it down like most artists like the message. Much of what we are not doing, I'm not mocking. I understand. That's how you get the words out correctly. I gotta think as I talk. I'm not mocking the message. Now, we have to get this right and exact. This is how they have much of our things, our belongings, our assets, our estate, because someone at some point in time did not take out the time to find out exactly how to do, how to go about doing, how to contract properly. That's one of the tactics. So civics have much to do with this because the rogue governments have bended the rules, twisted the rules, added something. So we need to find out what that it is. Supreme law of the land, ... all law, ... It falls within that. That covers a lot of aspects of life. But within that, we will find out things like trust law. Okay? Which is pretty much what they are doing when they do the capitis diminutus maximus. Your name, birth name, your family name, going all the way back to the family crest and beyond that. We as a people are very old. So we go into these documentations to find these things out, to find out how and what to divvy up amongst ourselves, to start. See, right now is a good time. The de facto governments are forced to release the slaves. Many intellectual slaves, or largely intellectual slaves, what we call government jobs. Top-notch government jobs. And they talking about people are going to start losing Section 8 who have been on it for quite some time. And a lot of these people have been sitting home with these government jobs. They're going to have like Section 8 type situations and food stamp type situations, basically, which will the de facto government that is being restored to its proper condition by the de jure government, they're going to have to hand out welfare for everybody. There's never really nothing wrong with welfare. I hear a lot of people talk so bad about welfare recipients. I was just, Coach Toddy is his name? It's coached in T-O-T-T-Y. I was moved, disturbed to the point I had to say, so I know it'd be clickbait sometimes. I had to type up a little thesis on come on, man. How are you at this point in the occupation going to sit there and talk to these people who have been forced out of their lands, which they're still standing upon, forced to the extreme cases of homelessness or near homelessness, starvation, no account with any type of banking institution, especially a legitimate bank that's not a crooked bank, okay? When you look at the situation where the banks were ours first, the people who they are not calling Indians anymore, they're not calling them indigo anymore, they're calling the people black, African American. When the melanated people of the world have had mutiny perpetrated upon them by way of those who are in the same closely related bloodline, those selected and appointed by conquistadores and whatnot, the French, the English, because that's largely Spain, Al-Andalus, Ferdinand Dos, Isabella Uno. When it started off, kicked off, Cristobal Colon and all that. I think I still gave his, he got another name too. I still put it, oh man. Boy, they be getting down, they be digging. So, Portuguese, the French, Dutch, Portuguese, French, Spanish, English, primarily went out around the world after raising hell in France, in Portugal, in Al-Andalus called Spain, what we call Britain. I still breaking it down the other day, Britain. Okay, and go out with Papa Bullas, what I call the bull, S-H-I, honey, iced bull shiznit. And they went out amongst the world, and what they did was what they study. One thing they do, they study us. Right now to this day, in the U.S. the States, when you go to War College, I'm trying to think of the name of one of the West Point, one of the name of one of the most prestigious ones if you're going to join the U.S. under the Pentagon or with the Pentagon and all that. How they break it down. Our people getting into it, man. They find out a lot of stuff, boy. They breaking it down. Boy. Yeah, Chief Rod, I see the Ducatia, Grand Sheikh Taj, Tariq Bey. They breaking this thing down, man. Yes, sir. I might be able to list after all as a mu'min, Muslim. Go on, yeah. PT every day, all the time, all the time. Yeah! I might be able to go in there after all, man. Because they breaking it down to show you where the dark priesthood operates versus what is permissible even in supreme law of the land in all law. And Pope Francis did point out the Grand Army of the Republic under General Ham. But Jaguar Obasanjo El, Toriano Obasanjo El, said, hold up. I don't even sanction that yet. All right. So I gotta see. I gotta bump around, because I ain't stepping on no more bite told, man. Anybody that's trying to bring Lone Star State and all these Virginia, everybody who trying to stand on their square and get this thing right, I am not aligning myself with Holly Jack. You know what? I will turn my back on down by law, 5%, Eastwick, I don't care what it is, 5-3, Little Haiti, Miami. If you gonna step on the toes of these autochthonous peoples of the land, superior jurisdiction, I'm not on that. I love my people. It said love, truth, peace, freedom. What's the fifth? The fifth one, justice? I get it mixed up because we got freedom, justice, equality, Islam. Freedom, justice, equality. On our patches in the FOI. I was junior FOI, like kind of, sort of. I left out of there so quick. We went to Warath-ud-Din. The messenger's son, Warath-ud-Din, studied Quran and Sunnah and fell in love. Anybody love Allah, follow me. Anybody love my daddy, follow him. All right. And Warath-ud-Din led us only to the Quran and Sunnah and said, I'm no longer your leader anymore. That's it. Quran and Sunnah. So I got that. And I also was getting it from Mars 29, largely. Ben Hill. Ben Hill, Ben Real. Yep. So I've been bumping back and forth at these doctrines and realizing what Master Farad Muhammad, God in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, had done for us, the lost found tribe of Shabazz, here in this wilderness we call North America. Now, no other person, especially a Palestinian, a Pakistani, wherever they say he's originally from, no other person, especially no immigrant with an E or an I. You got immigrate with an E and with an I and all. Hardly, because a lot of time what happens is when read the lesson book. Master Farad said, I ain't scared of you, mother. Like Bernie Mac. I pull out my click, this whole room will get dark. Bernie Mac said, I ain't scared of you, mother. That was basically what Master Farad Muhammad was saying to the establishment. And this is why he could talk so bold, especially addressing the so-called white, degerminated devil, because he knew about the black hand. He knew about the dirty Moors who actually propped up these white selected individuals, white-skinned, bleached out skin line, right, albions here and there, who were none other than the relatives of the black, de jure, who, if they would not go along with the black priesthood, the dark priesthood, the dark meaning black magic, evil, wrong practices, right? Haram, harming, bringing harm to the world with their practices. If you did not go along. Oh, draconian societies. I said the Duke of Tea pulled that out, the rabbit hat, the magic hat the other day with the rabbit, right? The draconian societies, the dragon society. Now, I would say in its debilitated state, because the dragon does represent us. We are the dragon. And sometimes they had a dragon eating his tail or something like that, showing how we're warring amongst ourselves. And this is how the Albion and the black priesthood can become that very small fraction of that 1% that rule the world domination. Right? They have us in check with those who will take those jobs. Or I'm just doing my job. Or it's over my head. Or you got to take that up with bureaucracy. ... So they are carrying out policy, divinal policy. And Master Fard Muhammad, he knew this at the time. He knew who our enemies were, and he knows who they are. And he told them, I'm not afraid of you. One of the reasons why he say this is because with Queen HawtyyyReddd Iskatani was one of the first ones to put that forward to me. She said, man, what they do is a lot of melanated people come from their country to this landmass called North America. I think Midgard and Northgate is the proper term for just North America, what we call the U.S. of A. Midgard, right, or the North Gate, if I'm not mistaken, correct me. I stand to be corrected. She say in the paperwork for immigration and whatnot, whatever. I think it's some paperwork. I think they might tell them verbally, but they're not to do things. First of all, they identify as white, but the identity process was never about skin color like they told us in the Frederick T. Gates, John D. Rockefeller school systems, public school, college, university, even in the church, and of course in the homes, in the neighborhoods. They told us something different. Say it loud, I'm bragging, I'm proud. It's about the skin color. But white is actually a status, and black is a status, and this is how they engineered the ability to continue with human trafficking, although human trafficking is outlawed. They trick you into acquiescence through the verbiage, through the wordplay, through you speaking yourself into contract, because on paper, when you identify certain things, you claim address, certain streets, and ... You're not careful, a city of, the state of, and not the counties and whatnot, like Queen Renita Valera Hart Bay was pointing out. Then, therefore, they go by the book that they have with the constructs that Pope Francis is talking about, which is criminal, and told them to stop that in the motu proprio. Now, this is why they come over, because and largely don't associate with so-called African American, the misnomer, the nom de guerre, the social engineering, wartime constructed nom de guerres to take you out of your isonomy, out of your status, off your square, to be out of order. If there would be a courtroom proceeding with an actual judge, attorney, lawyer, consular court administration, however you break the consular court down, the titles of those that sit on that consular court, I don't know those specific titles, but consular court, consul, I don't know. So now, these are little tricks and tactics they have been using to run over us. And this is tying in with that cheap ass jive they manufacturing at a lot of those outsourced factories that we brought from nothing to something here first. Some of those are stolen corporations, because a lot of those are largely the brainchild, the zygote, the sperm and egg of it all is something some woman melanated from this landmass here, what we call North America. We call it that. But that is a name in a paper contract that is talking about this land to do commerce upon, European to come do commerce on a landmass that was regulated by hawtyyyReddd, Lenape, and so on and so forth. And we would allow them even parts of the land, but we lease out for about 7 years max. And every 7 years or so, you had to go back to the drawing board to see, well, what we're going to do for the next 7 years or forever, whatever. We don't have to let you do nothing over here. So this is what they paid off many of our people over here to help them pull the wool over our eyes so we not to see that this is exactly what's going on. And start feeding us his story and other trash so that we would not know what was right before our very eyes. You couldn't even visualize. You can't see me. Screwing you right in your face. DNA. It's in that. You know what. That's what they're doing. So Master Fard Muhammad told him, I ain't scared of y'all. And I'm going to tell these people. But I can't say what the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, I almost said Drew, Noble Drew Ali, who some say his birth name is Timothy Drew. In the Moorish Science Temple, we don't make a big deal about saying the government name because the Prophet said keep your government name because there'll be much business you'll be doing in your government name. Or a quote-unquote slave name. Now, how could your name be a white man's name? When the Albayan, when I say white, we talking skin color now, all right? Forgive me for going there without warning. Complexion, Albayan, the hybrid, Yakubian experiment. How could our name belong to a name but the person who was named by none other than us when they didn't know anything at all? There was no generation before them at a point in time other than the melanated womb man, the orangutan, and the flower, and the experiment. So the only line that they would have is largely the mulatto, if you want to call them at this point, women from the experiment. Because many of the men were not fit to reproduce, and a lot of their women didn't want them because the men took a longer time to take on a more humanoid, quote unquote, because they say really don't want to use human, because human means monster. And they were probably the first human because it was grotesque. You know, it was like a retardation of sorts. They were trying to get it right. But the women, the female from the experiment, they were coming out looking like women. And that's another reason why many of the male nobles, melanated, the Great Danes of Europe and ... around the world, took the females into their harems and into their beds first because the female was good to go. I used to say back in the day, she's good to go. The women had to wait a few more experiments, a little time longer, to get the male of the species down pat. And if you want to look in the Quran, for example, Al-Quran, from Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right, who received the prophecy in the year supposedly by the Gregorian calendar I'm saying it right. Yeah, that's right. 6'10". He was born around 575, somewhere around there, 575, 573. Received the communication from who we believe as believers, Malakat Jibril, Jabal al-Nur. We used to meditate, right? From the line of the Ishmaelite, Hagar being an Egyptian princess. From that line, on down to the Hashemite. Up at the Manaf and all the way down to the Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah who used to call Ahmad because he was the praiseworthy, because he was so trustworthy. His word was good as gold. His character, man, this word done messed us up. His character, man, the most valuable thing you will ever have is your reputation. The most valuable thing you will ever have is your reputation. His character, according to the records that they have on Muhammad ibn Abdullah al-Mustafa, was to the point when they warred against him eventually because he would not accept a monarchy to stop communicating to the people the Lughatu Tanzil, the revelations, the communications that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told them. Even in the Quran, you see it in the writing. You are not crazy. You're not a madman. You are not hallucinating. I am go into it, many times we get the 99 azma Allah, the attributes or qualities of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from this Quran, reminding us, but primarily the first being with a spacesuit like us was Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu, reminding Muhammad the way he talked to Ibrahim alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam, Abraham and Moses. He would say, I am that I am, and he'd go into in the scriptures that I have, I come up, there's always he, always a male, even though in Quran it said Allah is neither male nor female, but creator of them both, creator of all things in existence ever to exist, ever in infinity. That's what we study, and if we come to believe, we believe. But that's what we study and practice. We come to get it down pat. We can call it a lifestyle. We ain't got it quite that well. I practice. I practice it. I try. Now, this Muhammad in his Quran, his responsibility. It's not his authorship, it's his responsibility. Quran. He accepted responsibility. They say the mountains wouldn't accept it. The animals, nothing would accept it in nature. But hastily and foolishly, man, the soul of man jumped forward and said, we'll do it. The soul, the one soul, pledged feasance to the one true being that made everything in existence. In Quran, it is written that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the supreme being, addressed a person, not a statutory person, a living soul, and pointed to or indicated to the existence, not just the earth rock, the third rock from the sun, but even into the sky. But the sky represents everything that existed. Because this earth rock, third rock, is just one thing in all the stuff we see at night. Or you go to a planetarium or something like that, what you see, a recreation of what you can see if you would just but look into the skies in the 4 seasons. And then you have over the decades and over the centuries and over the millennia, we're going to see a specific pattern, an alignment of celestial bodies. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, look, this what I made subservient to you. This is how we can call ourselves God. Most definitely. If you want to use any point of reference, this is but one of them. Okay? Generator, operator, destroyer. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the supreme being, who makes everything in existence but a mistake, but a fallacy, but a flaw. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has knowledge of all things. Anything that is, anything that was, anything that will be. Created, willed existence into existence, and made it subservient to man. Which also was created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And man, woman, and child are about the best we know in creation that know anything about this spacesuit. This is what we call a body. We are the most intelligent beings that we know about, the most of us know about, and we have not found a way to what they call clone. We can't even clone, let alone originate. Another, let's get together. All the bright minds, let's get together and make, look, man, look, man, we gotta understand what's going on. Divine and national, the divine supreme being, the source of all goodness, all benefits, anything that's beneficiary, right? Made man, woman, and child. Brought into existence into a creation that was made for it, man, woman, and child. Now, if you look at the source of creation, man, woman, and child being like the cherry on top, so to speak, but the last thing to come into fruition. Other than that, which is so-called man-made. When we take what is creation and alter it and manipulate it and come up with something that was already here before we was even here. And then even our own selves. Particles or aspects of ourselves. I could take a heart out of a person, put it in another person, save that other person from going to earlier grave. I could take semen, inseminate an egg in some type of incubator or in a woman's womb and bring forth a child. Now I'm just manipulating something. I didn't create any of this, even the child. I just took things and rearranged them and moved them around. We can blow dust into the sky. And next thing you know, it's a rain cloud, and now it's raining. You know, so I didn't create the rain. I didn't create the oxygen, or the hydrogen. I definitely didn't create the sky and all that. But I can take these things and move them around and put it here and there, take this out and put this in and make something happen. Okay, that's man-made. Generator, operator, destroyer, God. Good God, good. So the gods, goddesses of the globe are coming into their own. The collective, as a collective, they used to like to say to me a lot of time, we were hit over the head and buried in shallow grave. In the Bible, they talk about them bones. The fire in the bones. When the man couldn't keep quiet, he had to talk. But y'all also had to talk about the dead bones in the valley that will come into life. You think about the valley. What is a valley? What creates a valley? Two peaks of a mountain. And a lot of time when you talk about being at the height of different, what they call those things? Civilizations. At the height of this particular, like Atlantis civilization, then you have another and another. So we are at a low for our species, to the point of almost death, because many aspects of what make us who we are, the 99 plus attributes of Allah we embody, we have been lying dormant because we have not been allowed to will into existence what we will, as long as it's not a detriment to the earth itself, the atmosphere, the animals, the people, as long as it does not interfere with that which is good naturally, it should be allowed for the most part. And if not, there should be a written and valid reason why not, right? And what we have had happening is these people who are allowed to immigrate to the States. Our Sister Ducatillas break it down to even the very DNA of what you call, whatever the hell you call them, the gods that sit on this landmass, this wilderness called North America, which is more like Central in all actuality, because the Western Hemisphere, we kind of pretty much lie in the middle. When you go up north to that pole on down Alaska and all that kind of Canada, then come us, then come Caribbean, Central, South America, Chile, and that pole down there, we pretty much kind of like more middle. But they call it North America on the maps that been flipped upside down and all this kind of stuff. So here, so-called North America, where the first Mecca is, the first Morocco is, the first Nile is, the first Hikupta or Egypt is, and ... Here, the people, the very DNA makeup of the people is a superior DNA. And you think about this. We have an open door policy. It's just this going, because we talk about the inventions. I mean me on my publication. So I've gone there with the brain function. Many inventions around the world now. Because you go to any chef in Dubai, other places on that continent, well, that's over there in so-called Middle East, but that's East Africa. Go to the continent we call Africa, the continent we call India. Go through our Asia. They have ice cream scoops. They have a lot of things. They have cars. They have phone with three-way, call waiting, call ID. Yeah. Many of those inventions, 99.999% of those inventions that the world clamor for, they fight over, they rob, steal, kill, lie, cheat to get their hands on it. Somebody from this landmass right here invented that. Now, let's go into the physical. Now, there are many foreign exchange students and whatnot in all these different colleges and high schools were the scouts for the NFL. Okay. And we'll look at something like the boxing. Because a lot of times the media will have you think otherwise, but just look. The queen rise to the crop. Many times the holder of the boxing championship was an African American so-called autochthonous living soul whose identity self can trace self to this landmass back generations before the occupation, before the attempted occupation. Plymouth Rock, Virginia, all that. Why, when you giving out all this money, it's business now. This ain't just sport and play. This ain't no silly niggas running around throwing no ball now. These guys, Kobe Bryant, may Allah be pleased with life service. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, D-Wade, was that Dwayne? D-Wade, who played for the Heat at one time. The King LeBron, Scottie Pippen, Bosh, Dennis Rodman. And I'm trying to stick to when they with the money, when it got to, like we talk with the money got with a whole lot of money. So Jordan, about the oldest one I've named, Jordan and Dennis Rodman, and I don't think I went back to Magic and Dr. J and now, Larry Bird. Now, when they really start getting paid, all the way up to now, NFL, why is it so many? So many. And a lot of times we can't even look at nationality, because the actuality of the whole situation is that many people were taken from here and sent elsewhere. And that's an age-old breeding process in actuality to keep the integrity of the being, the species, strong mentally and physically. Because the more you allow people to breed within the confines of a small area, the more you start, as the generations move on, you're going more toward inbreeding. And that's a problem. You will have mental retardation and physical retardation. Our breed is cream of the crop. It's one of the best breeds you can take and cross it with any other breed. When you get in DNA, start breaking the DNA down. So we can look at, especially our Ducatiers. And I imagine Grand Sheikh Tyree Bacon can get down just like that too. But definitely our Ducatiers, to the best of my knowledge, has shown and proven on his publications. I keep forgetting the name of his channel. A-T-D-O-T or A-D-O-T? Arcia the might have an A-T-D-O-T or A-D-O-T. A dot or at dot. Arcia, A-S-E-E-R. The Duke, like the university, D-U-K-E, of Tears, T-I-E-R-S. I think the I before E, except not the C. I think it's like that. Tears, T-I-E-R-S. Man, he be going in. Oh, he be going, when he start breaking down that DNA and all that, oh, he say some stuff, you be like, what? Yeah. Yeah. So, we are, by far, Small Folk DJ, we'll rise again, man. We are, by far, the cream of the crop, man. I mean, and this is just, it's not ego. It definitely ain't no jealousy. What I got to be jealous of? Except I heard, Africa got some real large penises. I envy that. I would. I'd like a longer swipe, more girthy. On the mission, I aim to please. I like the Island brother. I aim to please. Oh, 2 Chainz. He the first rapper I know since Quenzo and Vice Grip. Vice Grip called it, said what? 2 Chainz, Click Clack now. Click Clack, 2 Stoves. My bad. 2 Stoves, Click Clack. And Slimzo West, Q West, Slimzo Jr. They flipped that Island brother voyage to Atlantis, and they called Atlanta is back to you. Atlanta. Around the 96 Olympic. It was really 94, 95. But by late 95, I think I came out at 95. But the 96 Olympics is a landmark in time. Because definitely by that time, they was on the radio EDR. No, not EDR. What's the name of that one? Kiss FM is the station that plays all the hip hop. And the show title is called Rock the Spot. V103 Kiss. Hey, I got to interject this right quick while I'm thinking about it. I used to say me and Slim were the first one that flipped that Brother Johnson Strawberry Level 22, 23. But Easy Eric, I forgot. Easy Eric was on Kiss FM. He had a song to that jive, man. But he didn't use the instruments. He used the hook and said what I just said then. Kiss FM is the station that plays all the hip hop. And the show title is called Rock the Spot. And then he'll start rhyming, right? And she could clean up when she finished with the Eric Broom in the Eric Room. And da-da-da. But I forgot about that. But they didn't use the instruments. Not a cymbal, not a drum, not a horn. No, we used it. We used the band instrument. They just took the chorus and changed the word, vocal, and changed the word. That's from Strawberry Letter 22. Ding 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 ding. What a fall go through my mind. So anyway, now 2 Chainz got a song out, y'all, man. I think Quinzo them probably done heard it already. 2 Chainz got a song using Isley Brother. And I think he got the real Isleys, man. I don't think he just got the record and sample and got the clearing. I think he really got that Ron on them like that, man. I like that. It's real gully too, man. He's showing the ugly side. So one of them verses I heard, he's showing the ugly side. I think 1 or 2 verses, the ugly side of ATL. That thing rough, ain't it? Yeah, man. That's why I ain't back up there. Just what he talking about. Just what he talking about. You hear him? Nigga too dirty, man. Nigga too dirty, man. And that's a good topic. That's not getting off topic. That's dead on. Because only you can prevent forest fires. Only you. Hey, only we can clean this thing up, man. So we got Folk Nation. We got People Nation. We got Latin King and Queen. We got Latin Disciple. We got all this stuff under Folk Nation and People Nation. Right? But if we don't get ourselves under control, that which we lord over is going to continue to be in disarray. Because Master, I self-lord am master. I self-lord over myself and master myself. I take that supreme law of the land, supreme wisdom, supreme being power. I had one of Sister Tracy one recently. That thing tastes like the old school. I think she done stole somebody's recipe, y'all. Yeah, one of them old sisters done told her something. Yeah, that thing tasting different, boy. It tasting better, man. Sister Tracy, Tracey, Muhammad. That's 2 M's, Muhammad. Yeah, she makes soap too. Soap. She probably spanned the product too, the oils and shampoos and stuff. I don't want to say. I'd rather say it than be wrong than not say it and be short on the commercial, right? Sister Tracy Muhammad. I give you her number right quick if I could, but I mess up this publication right here. I don't want to mess it up. So yeah, man, we have to master ourselves, man. We can't let them keep tricking us, man. This boiling down to old homie. Brothers and sisters, relatives, homeboy, next door neighbor, schoolmate, classmate, teammate. We got to do right by each other, man. And it starts with self. If whatever they told me, Sister Kai was the first people who pointed this out to me, as if she had to tell me. Okay, but she told me. She say, Sister Kyria, I forgot her last name. Atia, Rajai mama, Nat mama. Sister Kai say, no, respect yourself. If you respect yourself, That's respecting other people. So many times, it might be purely physical. Like, you know, you can bump into somebody and there's somebody shooting. But let's start there. One of the most seemingly innocent situations. Are you really that innocent? Why don't you watch where you're going? For real. Before somebody says that to you, then you take offense because they said that, and now you end up dead. Or with blood on your hands, somebody new just got killed over saying thank you. It was in a Five Below store, something like that. Some type of store. Right? Those type of store. I think it was those type of store, right? Five Below and stuff like that. And I guess somebody didn't say thank you. And the person, man, I'm telling you, man, when we was raised, man, and a lot of y'all need to hear this. Because y'all motherfuckers, man, have been deprived of a real community and a real upbringing. People have largely, they still walking around, they ain't dead. I ain't but 52. I'm a baby. I'm the first resurrection baby. Those men that ran MOORS #1 in North New Jersey. No, I'm sorry, Black Bottom, Detroit. North New Jersey, though, also, we go over a few decades back, right? Yes, a few is 3 or more. So go back 2 decades, I think it take. 1913. That would be North. Around that time, that would be North. The Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, they gave him a lot of problems there in North. That's why I had that rhyme. I'm like Noble Drew Ali and North. LeBron James before the fan came, bowling in the park. Moses with a Torah, Noah constructing the ark. A command from Allah in the form of a thought. Voices heard, wisdom in the word. In between the line, the top of the line swerve, Bentleys. You got me bent. Heaven sent me. Okay, let me go back to what I'm talking about before I go off. I'm about to go off into some other shit. Nadia Matisse pushing that Bentley. You got me bent. I'm heaven sent. Anyway, listen, man. Noble Drew Ali. 1930, they gave him problems in North. The messenger got problems from his own blood brother and others who were jealous of the fact that Mustafa Muhammad chose the messenger. This is the one. They didn't like that. So he ended up leaving Black Bottom, Detroit, MOORS #1. And if I'm not mistaken, that's why Mars Mariam is MOORS #2. I think it's Mariam. It's MOORS #2. If I'm not mistaken. Silas Muhammad and all them, that's a splinter group from Mustafa. Because many of them didn't, and even Elijah Muhammad himself said, I didn't come to make followers, I came to make leaders. So these brothers around him, when he was made the leader, at that point in time, at MOORS #1, it was only one, right? They like, nah, they got the memo early. You ain't our leader, okay. But they gave him so much harassment and problem, he went on to Chicago, MOORS #2. So, and I wouldn't say Silas per se. I'm not sure if that was Silas Muhammad per se. That's one of his brothers, though, if I'm not mistaken. But you have splinter groups. Now, you people don't even talk about no preteen, teenager, and young. That ain't been, man. We talking about 30-something on down. 30-something. 30-something. Because I'm 52 right now. 30-something years old. I say 30. Give it 33. I give it 33. That'd be 25. 95 will be 30. You born in 95? Man, that's too far back. Nigga, please. Go somewhere. I had to drop the age. It can't be 33. I had to drop it to 20-something. 25. I'm gonna say shit, but why 2K? And it's not even strictly that. Because when the millennium flipped, I was here. I was walking around. I was going here and there, going out of town. I saw. Because people I know now 72 years old, they wasn't but take 75, right? 75. They was younger than me. At Y2K. It's 75 right now. And like they used to always tell us, you don't have time. You better get to work. Do what you can. Occupy your mind, your heart, your body with that which is useful to you. That which does not bring harm. You are running out of time. I'm late for Salat myself, but for a good reason. Right? I'm juggling things. I need to go and wrap this up though, and get in my Salat and go about my day. People, we have to respect ourselves. I can't wrap this up because I'm addressing people who really don't know better. Because I have been around now, like Sister Clara Muhammad's school. That's one of the best schools in existence, player. From my background, I've been to a few churches here and there. I ain't been to church in a while though, but I've been. And family, like a lot of family around. Yeah, and it's a death to a certain type of vibe and things you would hear on a regular. Because this is just, if you get around gorillas, you're going to hear grunts and stuff. You go around elephants, you're going to hear the trunk. You're going to hear them stomping the ground, hear them dragging their body up against a tree. You know, every species have modes of communications. It don't get tired. It don't get tired. That is upbringing of the youth just coming out the egg or the womb, out the litter, the brood or whatever. They need that. They got to have that, man. This world we in, man, is demanding that more than ever. The world we are in is a child. The year 2025, that's the world. Gregorian. 2025 is a baby. It's only 10 months old. 2025 is a 10-month-old baby. This day is crying out. They say wisdom cries out in the square. Yeah. Out of the mouth of babes come the abundance of the truth. The wisdom from the elderly is not crying out. It's the baby telling the truth on us. We're not raising them right. We're not allowing them to come into the proper audio, the proper visuals. It's absent, sorely absent. A lot of things that, you know, it would be just like I just made them animal sounds and you hear thunder and lightning. You would hear adults adulting in a certain way. They don't quite do it the same no more. And you can't really blame the ones that raised me, because a lot of them are gone, transition, and are very worn down by their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And the malfeasance of the government. You know, and just, I mean, they've been through, man, we talking about Chief Rob just brought out some more Black Panthers. Yes. He was talking about some more Black Panther stuff. Yeah, some recent publication. I sure hated, man. I sure hated, Shawty. You gotta go, man, you can't listen to that stuff no one time, man. It ain't enough hours in a day. Man, you gotta listen real hard, try to take notes, and man, boy, best thing, reach out and talk to him. Tell you, I get my money back right, man. I'm a hit sick. Hey, up. I'll sit a Duke of tears and stuff like that. I'm gonna hit him up, man. I need a conversation out you. I need a conversation. And every now and then they just gonna see it pop up and boom. Oh no, you ain't gotta stop what you're doing now. But that's just for when I need you. More than likely you'll be like, oh, he good for it. You know, yeah. Because small grassroots type of things like this that are needed. That's the only way it wouldn't be no Nation of Islam. I don't know when the hell these masjids would be. Masjids that follow Quran and Sunnah. No matter what sect you claim, Sunni, Shiite, them son of a guns, if you ask and then anybody will tell you the truth. Matter of fact, you might have to go through the books. Because a lot of masjids, as a corporation these days or whatnot, how the LLC to protect them from lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. If you go back into the records, you'll probably find the number to MOORS 29 or Masjid al-Ansar and a student minister or what they call that? What's the name of that? Imam. We had Rahman. We had Imam. We in Miami. We had Bacha in Atlanta. I can't go back farther than Bacha myself. Atlanta Masjid. I can't. Somebody got to tell me. And Imam Pleeman, El Amin. I remember that. And I left while Pleeman was still there. And Pleeman stayed long time. Yeah. They chose right. Yeah. And Bacha he was deposed and like they just, I mean he did nothing wrong, Bacha, right? I think might be originally from Chicago. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. Imam Pleeman El Amin. And I left out about 9. I got hit by a car about 9 years old. I want to go to public school. So a lot of masjids that's ran by all these other nationalities that speak Urdu and Arabic and other languages, and they learn Arabic from being a Muslim if they don't come from an Arabic-speaking country, blah, blah, blah. Why is it African? Many of them, put it like this. I'm going to put it like this. There was a time, post-colonization, post-Emancipation Proclamation. So let's say after 1860, after 1870, you come around the 1900s, you couldn't find a masajid dedicated to the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The deen of al-Islam, the sunnah of the prophet and the Quran. You could not find a masjid with a resident imam and a ring of imams willing to step up and do the job of running the masjid when the imam needed help. You couldn't find that until Abdul-Din Muhammad established that. Now somebody come point that shit out to me and tell me different. I personally, I'm gonna get personal on this shit. I don't like a lot of you fuck niggas that come to my masjid and look at me the way you look at me, to speak to me in the tone you speak to me. I will beat your faggot ass out there in that goddamn parking lot, in that motherfucking yard in the front. And on 53rd Street, fuck nigga, I came from Mount Sinai Hospital on Miami Beach and was took to 561 Northwest 53rd Street as a newborn baby. I will beat your goddamn ass. 5245 Northwest 6th or 7th Avenue. I will beat your goddamn ass right there by 95, nigga. You fuck ass faggot. I stand Sharif. Because I was told to do that. And when a Muslim tell you something, it's like Muhammad, the prophet himself telling you that. You can decline, but between you and Allah, you should better have a good reason. Because through these things is how Allah tests you a lot of time before he will bless, quote, Barak. But a lot of you faggot ass motherfuckers I don't even know what you call you, because you're from all over the world. You come around that motherfucker, you know what time it is. You know, a lot of times Dhura done came in already. You running late. You need to get the voodoo and get your ass in the musala before they call the second of dawn. And hit a kati. That's what you need to be motherfucking doing. You don't do nothing else. If you are mu'min coming to perform Juma Salat. Now picking a fight with me, fuck nigga, that'll get you killed, fuck nigga. Now, you will find, if you go back in history and find out, well, what was the second masjid? What was the third one? What was the fourth one? What was the fifth one? Them the ones I'm talking about. Because when you get beyond a certain number, yeah, you can say, oh, we went to the Bengali. Yeah, down the line, fuck nigga. Puss ass nigga. But them first ones, they were coming to Masjid also. You had people coming from Central Florida and North Florida, Panhandle, just to come to Masjid on Friday and make a Juma. And every single individual mu'min, male or female, Muslima, Muslim, did what they could do. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or Barak, made it, whatever they could do, they did that. And if it wasn't for that, we would never had a masjid established. And a lot of you motherfuckers who came from over there to over here, who probably did have masjid established, probably would have came over here and went all in. Because when you talking masjid, damn us, that's Allah. That's Allah's masjid. That's not our masjid. That's Allah's masjid first. Allah makes Muslims. Allah makes Muslims. But don't step on the people who for generations have made sacrifices. Don't you know what they do to so-called African American just because he claimed a belief in Allah and his prophet? Puss ass nigga. Just for telling the people that came up out the slums that the majority of you, the reason why you were so impoverished and in a slum in the first place is because your grandfather or great-grandfather and grandmother, they were mu'min. That's why. They were landowners. They were chiefs, shakdums, kings, you name it. And they fought against those pirates that came over here to take this by force. They would not cooperate with the dog priesthoods that came over here. Ultimately, it became Britain. We had Spain at one part. We were talking about that the other day. Had some of Florida, some of Louisiana, all that. But ultimately, UK. Some France and all that. Ultimately, UK for some so-called U.S. We died as mu'min. Many of the leaders were Muslims, practicing Muslims. I give a damn what these MOORS these days talking about. That shit is on the record. It is no coercion with Islam. But that's in the record of even the Vatican. What's the name of that shit? Saracen was one of the SARACEN, one of the terms they call one who would not, because we were practicing many different deens. And amongst Muslims, if you study the Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had treaties with many neighboring countries of areas that had allowed the Quran and Sunnah to be the leader or the governing body was coming from divine and natural through Quran and Sunnah. So Yemen and places like that, they started to fly the red flag if they wasn't already flying the red flag. Some of them already had a red flag because see that red, that represents a lot of things, but we're going to isonomy. What it means to be autochthonous and this and that. Over here we say honor you, we are the principal people, Lenape the people, yeah. So that represents the people of the land. That's one of the reasons for the color red, which largely have been genocided out of positions of power on those lands around the world. So now, they have warred against those who would uphold justice, love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. So the corporate warred nation states would not be in existence right now if we had not failed. Some point out Charles the Hammer Martel was a crucial point in history. Rafiki, is it Rafiki? It might be Rafiki, fell. And you know, I when I first heard Grand Sheikh say that, I said, it's something to this. I found out, did some research. I found out, researching the Haitian flag. It really wasn't for Haitian Flag Day, but it was coming up. So I had some good juicy stuff for Haitian Flag Day on my IG. So I put a lot of pictures up there, a lot of portraits and stuff. You know, some on whitewash and all that, but a lot of portraits of stuff of that went all into the struggle in IAT. Espanola, right? His cousin got at Spain, his brother or cousin, what the name? Napoleon. His brother or cousin, he got at Spain, which is through Spain, got at what became Dominican Republic. And he was getting at IT, and we all know what happened. If you don't know, you need to find out what Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and all them got at him, right? So I got something on IG. It took me about 5 or 6 reels, man, to really get it with so much stuff, right? And so now, these corporate war nation states, when they got at the nation, it's a hadith. When Muhammad the Prophet ﷺ said, do not upset the good or excellent culture of the people. This is going along with no correlation with Islam. So this is how the Muslims actually did it under Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah ﷺ and the 4 rightly guided Amir / Caliphs. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. When they went out and about, they would always go to that which was ancient and find people who had recently rose up and overthrew real rebels. Not what they call rebels today. A lot of times when the new media talking about the rebel, they really talking about the original people that's been trampled upon for centuries. Back then, you had the rebels, the real rebel who would become what we have now, corporate war nation states. United Nations, League of Nations, you know, hooked up with Mossad, MI6, CIA, and all that. KGB, all that. The ones that the Pope Francis and the motu proprio put them down and told them stand down, stop it, it's criminal. So back then it was Prophet Muhammad in his time, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, those around the world who were going to do something like that anyway. So if you go back further in history, you got Hannibal Barca Bey. Hannibal Barca Bey. He would circumvent identified areas that were targeted because the enemy soldiers were in those areas. He would circumvent and find those who were dissatisfied with what Rome was doing amongst them. Rome was expanding its territory in a genocidal way. They had made business out of warfare, and you don't do that. You violating the International War Court, the rules that govern the International War Court, the Continental Congress, and all. You violating all that when you do that. So Hannibal Barca Bay, of course, will find all the homeboys and homegirls in the vicinity where Rome is at, doing their thing. If you wanted to, I know y'all trying to do something. You know, we here to help. If you don't mind. Sometimes they would untreat them. So when you get to 7-Eleven, the Moors of 7-Eleven, right, that went from like North Africa, so-called, into Al-Andalus, which later became known as Spain, those people who were there already are talking, asked them to come, hey, help us out, because the marauders was coming from the various areas, north, west, east, south. I think largely from the north of that landmass, of that area we call Al-Andalus. They were coming in and just doing what they wanted to do. So if they were herders, livestock, if they had agriculture, you know, they come in and take the apples and oranges and take the sheep and whatever, horses and stuff like that. Bully them up, bully them around, take their women, take children, human trafficking, pretty much like today. Right? Ain't nothing new under the sun. So this is what Prophet Muhammad and the four rightly guided Amir was about. And it is a code in Al-Islam that if you can secure what can be known to be a city or a country, you are to go out to your neighboring cities and countries and draw up treaties, and we as mu'min, we have to pledge our fealty to you and say we are going to keep you safe. If you wouldn't mind to give a little jizya to help us, but we got to do that regardless, because our deen says to do that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, keeping this promise to Father Ibrahim alayhi salam, them kingdoms of nations in the covenant. Yeah, Muhammad is a living embodiment of that promise coming to truth, coming to light. So now that we have this, with great gifts come great responsibilities. One thing a king does not do is alienate himself from his brotherhood of kings and sisterhood of queens and the emperors of the world. We have to be in fealty, because we are world travelers. The world belongs to the human race. But in governance, it's most wise to allow the principal people of each land area and mass to be the ones that have first dibs and da-da-da, because they're the ones who are going to have the most knowledge. They're physically there. And it's just a long list of reasons why, just common sense. But it's regulated on the world stage, because we are not to turn a blind eye to injustice anywhere in the world. This is why this formula was taught to the Muslims. If you do that, what will happen? You will be calling on God, and your city will be besieged from all sides, because you allow every neighboring country to be overturned by rogues, knaves, ruffians, brutes, quote unquote brutes. And now you calling on God, but Allah will remind us that we are God, generator, operator, destroyer, by allowing us to sit in those trying times and work it out yourself. Because everything we need has been given by, and continuously, that sun rises every day, it sets every day, it rains, vegetation grows, herbivores eat, become big and strong. We can slaughter them and do whatever we need to do to the hide and the organs and the meat. I mean, everything is here. But by sleeping on our post and rushing into the booty, like the battle of the such and such. I'm not sure if that was the ditch, but the battle of the such and such. I just remember the Arabic name of the battle. No, they got all my notes, man. Oh, confound them. The battle of the such and such in the time of the Prophet Ibn Abdullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahaba, and Tabi'in, followers. There was a battle. Well, I think the prophet himself, inshallah, told about 3 guys, hey, keep your post. And if you see them coming in from this alert, that's all they had to do was do the whistleblower. There was a turn in the tide in the battle, and the Mu'min and the allies started to win. The Muslims and the allies started to win. And they said, oh man, boy, all that good stuff down there to get, because Muslims, they didn't fight like the Hebrew Israelite. Hebrew Israelites were taught to consecrate the things to the Lord and burn them, but not done. But not done. And there will be curses upon those. I mean, it's metaphysical here. It's divine. Not a person didn't have to really do nothing to them. Something bad would happen to them if they mess with that stuff. That the God, I am, told Moses and Joshua them, when this, you burn this, consecrate, I think it's consecrated unto the Lord. But in the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad told them, do not destroy buildings, do not destroy property. And many of the non-combatants, first of all, they had first dibs. Any non-combatants, anybody that surrendered, because we knew that they were mixed up in some F stuff, some F jive. So of course, if they didn't fight us, yeah, them the people we can't help anyway. So they keep anything that's there, they keep that, right? We only assisted by way of, okay, say for instance, orphaned by the war, perhaps the battle, and widows. If she wanted a husband, she could get one. And a lot of times the prophet would point out, would say, hey, why don't you, I think the limit for us was what, 4 wives. The prophet didn't have a limit. But us, it was like 4 wives apiece. So if they would agree, we wouldn't force them. And then you become the new husband and stepdaddy, quote unquote. And of course, the resources, they would have on record how it was rightly regulated. So we didn't really come to change much of anything. The changes were already made by the people we was fighting against. We never fought against people who didn't have a problem with their own damn people turning it out. Like the story of Lot, for instance. The story of Lot is a story of people who had, and you know from the Quran, because Lot said, man, Lot had never seen nothing like that. There was some new heat in his lifetime. He didn't know nothing. He was like, man, what you nigga doing? Y'all nigga done lost y'all mind, man. Hey, man, what y'all doing? So, they probably didn't even have a law against it. It was so new to that land area right there. Might not even been a law against it. Lot didn't know nothing about this. His words, his quote, they quoted a lot of saying, man, he ain't never seen nothing like this. Y'all, boy, but darling, y'all done lost y'all mind. So God, it just so happened that God chose his cousin or uncle or something like that, Abraham, alayhi salam, for the prophecy. And Abraham had to tell him what God told him. And Lot was like, oh yeah, I knew something. Lot, gonna get up out of there. They say his wife looked back, turned to a pillar of salt. So, that's an example of what divine and national, how it works. You have a rightly, because when you talk about right and wrong, you might get into morality, but you can go into the scientific part of it, the common sense. Why should I not commit suicide? Why should I not just take somebody's life because I just feel like that in the moment? These are the things that you don't have to have a book. Find somebody right now who has a charge for murder. And find him in jail. Talk to him. And the person said, yeah, I did, man, cause this happened. Okay. So he admit, they not lying? They ain't lying? Okay. So this one, okay. Or you might find him on the street. On the street, they might admit, well, I killed somebody. Yeah, okay. Now, what you do is watch for people like that to be put in a life or death situation. When somebody is wronging them and their life is on the line. That reaction shows you why the law is on the books. See, the truth will come to light. Find a kleptomaniac, find a thief, a roguish motherfucker. Find out where they be at, what they got. And allow them to see you take something. Play like you steal it. Make sure you do it, messed up, amateur way so they can catch you. But try to make it look like you think you're getting away. And watch how they go off. And it's a professional career criminal thief. But by their own actions, they will vindicate the law and they will incriminate themselves, convict themselves. When they find another thief and say, hey, that's wrong. They might even call for help. They know your parent or this or that, might pull out a weapon. Be careful who you choose to pick on, right? They might even call the police. A professional thief. Look at him over there. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And pulled out his cell phone. Yeah, look at him. Yeah. Have my worldstar.com. Look at him. Yeah. We got a jail record, got a paperwork right here. Look at the record. Look how many times he locked up. Put the camera on the paperwork. How many times he been locked up? Look, going all the way back to the motherfucking 76. Right? Look, now he calling the police. Somebody messing with it real. See. And when you finally go out there and confront the person, you pull a little big old bad mitten thing, or a little ping pong ball. Says, oh no, the kid was playing and the ball had landed in the rim of the tide. I can't get this out the rim. I'm sorry. Oh, you thought I was trying to steal? See? And right there, he will convict himself that stealing is wrong. But he'll go out there and come up with all kind of stuff to say. See, if you know about any of these rappers, these underground rappers, boy, we some slick ass. We play with the Bible and we talk slick. We flip the script. And a lot of us, we are career criminals. I was a hitman that never had to do a hit. Because nobody ever allowed me to do the ones I was going to do for free. And nobody ever paid me to do one that I agreed to do. See, that's one thing. So that's wrong. You're supposed to round table. Consular court, ... You're not supposed to conspire with a few people and let the evil of the day be the excuse. And just straight on the up and up. Cause them cracker man, you can't put them get G code. Gotta keep them crack out of the big. They ain't gonna respect G code. And you're right. But that can be abused by your fellow G's, and now you be stepping on the toes of your people. Cause one thing about life teach you, you don't know all your people. You'll never know all your people, but they still your people. You got to do right by these people. So what we do, we round table. Round table means, in Al-Islam, in the ancient law, and other deans, you don't too much talk behind a brother's or sister's back. And you get the principal antagonists that been antagonistic toward each other. Try to get them to sit around with some uncles and aunts and stuff like that, cousins and elders and whatnot, from both sides. And you sit them down and get it out, talk about it. We need to go back to that, man. Think anybody in jail can get this publication, sitting in the Fed doing day for day. Come on, man. Doing state. You ain't got a charge. You should have a better facility like the Fed. Since they're going to give you 80 years, 2-3 life sentence, might as well do that in the Fed. With no chance of parole, let me live better. You in state, the funky old state, all them short time in there, jugging at you, playing with it, make you catch another charge and they put their head in the bag. So you sitting in there, you can feel this conversation a lot more than anybody who out here 17, their career done took off, they're a rapper now, blowed up, they're on the Rolling Loud tour. They got Xanax. They got all type of pills, oxys. They knowingly handle fentanyl. They got the highest grade of reefer. They got the best of the cocaine, if it ain't fentanyl in them. Right? What else out there? I done forgot. The fentanyl that took over. I can't even think about nothing but the fact that poison out there. I don't even want to have nothing to do with that. See, that was a gentleman's game right there. That's the thing that tamed the wild beast. Well, let me just pick up and before you know it, you got so much cash, you don't even want to commit no other crime. You don't want to steal no car. You don't want to break in nobody's house. You don't want to rob no bank. Man, sometimes nigga run up out the bank might not have $10,000 in the bag. It's a rush job. It ain't no inside job. I might have a dye pack in it. So you sitting out here, man, you might have $30,000 on you. You got a car paid for. Or probably one but X amount, about 6 years, 8 years old. You done brought whatever it needed to be bought, put a diagnostic text on it, and got the new tires on it, a sound system in it, probably got TV in it. Man, you doing better than bank robbers and burglars and just selling reefer. Got about a pound, but hey, shopping cart full, but hey, that's another story. Look at that Fed, but it's just reefer. But they not only did they put fentanyl out there, they start putting it in, and it's the cartel, the same one that's snitching now, got witness protection, El Chapo sons and all them type. They were putting it in the product, even if it wasn't fentanyl. So you talking about cocaine, regular heroin, reefer, oxys and stuff like that, and more Molly's. They finding fentanyl in just about every drug. So if the police ain't lacing it after they find it and putting it on the cartel doing their job. But what is they doing? They trying to kill us off. Now they got the outsourced factories. They came here and got, either you a legal immigrant, got a job working for little nothing, or you were born over here to some immigrant who might be grandparent, whatever, woo, but they done locked it down so thoroughly with a point. You go to the average job, do you speak Spanish? More than likely you'll get hired. More than likely your family already been working there for about 20, 30, 40, 50 years anyway. Not only that, they in the politics. They the mayors. They the senators. They the governors. They the commissioners. They the chief of police. Yeah. Like HawtyyyReddd Hernandez embezzling millions of dollars from HawtyyyReddd Police Department. Man, these foreign-born son of a guns, man. They been working out behind for a while now. Every which way but loose, screw. And sit up here asking the African American with that black flag with the panther on it. Now, when some real crimes against humanitarian crime being committed, not that petty stuff y'all be talking about, you criminals. Because there were some of the main ones working with the big corporation who done outsourced all that stuff outside. And the stuff that remained here, they let them work before they let us work. Check that out. If you get a job, oh fool, Coach Toddy and all you fools out there, don't you know why you can't get a decent livable wage is because illegal immigrants and dope fiends largely is why? As long as they got a workforce that'll work for little nothing, that's the workforce. And then you got them type looking at us like talking about we don't know. We don't want to take a slave wage at a corporation that came from a plantation, that came from a Bonneville, that was stole from us in the first place. Nigga, I'm gonna tell you, y'all nigga better give me 50 feet. The minute I feel my life is in danger, especially on camera. I shouldn't even say especially, because if there ain't no camera around, I'm in more peril. Like when they stole, it was a white Hispanic male, that was the description, that stole my phone. you know it ain't yours. It looked brand new. It was definitely still within warranty, because the warranty was, the company honored what S Galaxy something, S Galaxy 27, some jive. The company that made that Android phone gave me a replacement. But them illegal immigrants and them foreigners, because sometimes you call the company, that'd be out of the country. Guess what they gave me? A phone that had the Black Death within weeks. They knew that was gonna happen. And in that amount of time, guess what? If they didn't shut it down remotely, guess what? The warranty had ran out. So the replacement phone didn't last nowhere near long as the phone I bought cash. The first day I got it, I walked out, it was paid for. That phone about $1,800. With the OtterBox, with the shield. See, you can't do right by the Jacobite. The supplanter. No, the chief rod for that one there. The Jacobite. Society Draconis. No, I see the Ducatia. Nigga, I'm telling you. You think Bud Crawford did something the doggone got there with it ain't me, Alvarez, Canelo Alvarez, nigga, that ain't shit. Nigga, blood sport with me out in these motherfucking streets and see, fuck, nigga. Keep your goddamn distance. Give me 50 feet, fuck, nigga. If you got it on your mind. I don't beat on hoes. So females, I find a other way to deal with them. I don't beat on bitches. Largely and primarily. My life had to be in danger. Old mafia hit girl, a baroness ass bitch, might try some shit. I might have to do something to her. For her not to kill me. I got at least 3 girls that I was very intimate with. After I was intimate with them, down the line, they ended up taking a person's life, a male that they were intimate with. Not no random sucker out there in the street, no. This somebody they laid and slept on and woke up and saw another dawn. Ultimately, Nisi, Black, I don't know Black name, and Black beat her charge. She got to self-defense. I think she had to ride out behind bars. But when she finally went to trial, I think she beat that. Nisi got charged, but she's trying to give it back. She's trying to get that time back. She feel like the time don't fit what they calling a crime, but she see different. She know about Buddy. She know about things he would do. And what was looking like something was unfolding, and he gon' turn on her and do it against her, what he done in the streets in the past. A lot of these chicks, man, think about these chicks. How they end up with a lot of guys, certain type of guys, because largely the male has been emasculated. No matter the nom de guerre, nationality, males have been emasculated. So females have a burning, yearning, deep desire. Anything that's masculine, they're very weak for it. Because they recognize the need for the counterpart, the male counterpart. That's why a lot of these hardheads can get a chick and get some of the baddest bitches. Because they want a masculine male. And everything from the funk on his arm, from his crotch, and just his ways and mannerisms, she crazy about him. So, this particular male quite possibly had a history. Just like an employer will hire us. Yeah, he saw that robbery, or she saw that robbery and all that stuff, and probably even murder. From your record. You gave him the real name, they did the research, it came back, or you might have told the truth. But they give you a chance to be a productive member of society. Now, you gotta be tipping through tulips, walking on edge here around certain people, man, because they done put their life on the line. And they know some of our charges read like that. You have taken advantage, one of us have taken advantage of situations just like that. One of the previous charges. So, like I say, I strive. And one of my ways, because I used to talk about these type of female when I was young, because I heard about stuff like that. But I didn't know anybody personally. But it's funny that, because I'm the advocate for non-violence. I'm the one telling a dude, man, don't beat on your woman, man. Hey, man, don't do that, man. You know what I'm talking about? Whether it's square pimping. You know, I tell him, man, find other ways to deal with it. One of the ways is player. Don't commit to a relationship. Because a lot of times that would come from, because they come with a list of demands. If you want to claim her as your personal, right, confidant, lover, you know. They say, well, oh, if it's like that, so if you know you ain't with stop lying. Oh man, girl, you would drive a hard bar. I don't know about that, babe. Shoot, I'm a player. Tell it straight up. Cause a lot of these women, they ain't number player. They damn so they just catch 22, double standard. Want to have their cake and eat it too. A lot of them. And if they don't worry about that. You know you ain't. See, the Quran talk about that. Quran said it didn't say so much as it did say that. I ain't gonna lie. In an Islamic regulated society, they prescribe lashes to people who fornicate. But you gotta have 4 more witnesses. So in all actuality, you ain't fornicate. You done try to set off an orgy or something. What you did. Think about it. Y'all somewhere chilling, somewhere, around family or friends or whatever, neighbors or whatever, strangers, and y'all probably thought that the vibe, you gonna kick it off like the Romans do, the Greco-Roman. If you start necking and go to third base, then the other couples who over there necking and talking, because a lot of times that's really how you kick off an orgy. But now, Quran says if 4 or more witnesses deliver you up to the chiefs or whatever and say, we saw them having sex and they are not married, then their lashes prescribed for those. And it's probably not because of the sex act. It's probably because your ass tried to start that orgy. Where were you when you tried that? And who are we talking about? Brother and sister? 2 first cousins? A mother and a son? A father and a daughter? Who did that? Let's read into this Quran. Stop running away from what you already gonna run into anyway. And since you done knocked the Quran, you done knocked the imams and knocked this and that, you got less people to help you raise these children properly and regulate the so-called, the tribes and the clans. I want to use society, F society. That's where they getting down at. That's Greco-Roman society. So now, in the same Quran, it says a fornicator for fornicator. So I'm gonna translate this to regular language. If you're a one-woman man, try to get you a one-man woman. Try. We know people lie sometimes, but try. If you're a player and a woman tell you, or a man tell you that they're a one-person, don't play on that one to the extent where they think they got a one-person that they betrothed to now, and you know good and doggone well, engaged or courting, you know good and doggone well, it's on and popping every time you turn your back. And next thing you know, this person, we got a young rapper killed his father. He wrong for that, but he killed his father because he found out his girl that he thinks the child is his, having sex also with his father. I passed by on the bus one time. They had it roped off, and we were on our way to like 79th and 441, southbound, 77 bus. And the brother told me he just got on the bus. I think I just got on the bus. What happened over there? He said, man, a twin brother killed this brother because he found out they were having sex with the same girl, and he thinks the child is his. The survivor, the one who did, the gunplay man. He think it's his child. Now you should think about that. If you got a twin brother screwing your sister, the child might be the twin brother. Might be your daddy's, another brother, a first cousin, an uncle, anybody who probably got that gene that'll pass down. You look at it and think, well, that's my child. So it's a lot of solution to the day's problems in that and if you just take it and piece it apart like some bony fish when you real hungry and that's all you got to eat. Oh, FNs out there talking down on that Quran and that Sunnah, that prophet. Come on now. So player, find you a female that play and let you know and find out her rules and man, I'm a PI. I done had chicks tell me, well, you know my fee. Now I know, you know that it is disrespectful to the position of PI, but I know also I didn't come under the guise or the hat of PI. I was just minding my business when I met this person, and the person spoke. Unlike many people today, they had a nice, pleasant smile on their faces. Unlike many people today. So for all I know, might be my future wife. I better start while I'm ahead. Start right now. Good first impressions are the best impression, so I started talking, and the woman talking fast. It's just one particular, how you say, what they call it, incident as an example. I'm thinking about 30,000 but I'm trying to narrow it down to one because they don't always use the exact terminology. So this particular one, she said, you know my fee. After I had seen her like once or twice. And I put two and two together real quick. Yeah. Basically, yeah. I see what she's saying. I don't feel offended because I knew what I was doing from day one. I was looking out. In this particular one, I'm talking about COVID-19 in America, United States. While all these other countries were getting a monthly stipend, America is dirty. This government is one of the worst government in the whole entire world. They do their people wrong. We did not get 12 months out of each year a monthly to cover us and our children, but they set us up. So those who would take a chance to advance would go and fraudulently file PPP loans and get millions. And they locked them up, and everybody else had to just starve because they wouldn't take that chance. They were supposed to be given something, and they weren't. This is the worst government that ever graced this God's earth. And it's my argument, the only thing to keep this whole landmass up and thriving is because righteous people are underfoot. And the divine will deliver salvation to those, and that's why it's not utterly destroyed yet. And I think they know that, and that's a part of their formula to preserve life from natural disaster and this and like that, because they know that it's a record that the divine has spared nation because of the righteous that are amongst them. Yeah. So the girl talking to P.I. Ice Brown, Miami's finest behind day one since day one. Ask me how many P.I.s in Miami, I'll be forced to say one. Yeah. Pimping and prostitution are the two only dual institutions for which I signed the U.S. Constitution, and it was ratified. These bitches know I ain't never satisfied. But they caught me at a good time. Financially, I could do what I never could do with my life. I couldn't take Black Vicky, Carlton baby mama, to the prom, dressed the way I wanted her dressed. I had the whole outfit in mind. I was gonna have somebody, my mama, my grandmama, somebody design, or it might be somebody her family probably do it. Say, baby, I do it, okay. And I was gonna pick out the fabric and whatnot and everything. I ain't gonna say no more because hey, this the trade secret, baby. To a fashion design. I was gonna pick it out. I knew exactly what type of car we was gonna ride and ... Black Panther black Vicky with a pretty white smile. Woo! After seeing that, nigga, you be still smiling. You done left her been walking for miles. Fine, slick. Get money, fuck a trick. Slick Vicky. For me, baby. Randolph, you tell me, Vicky, fuck Vicky. We Randolph pushing it that 83 Buick LeSabre powder blue, baby. That thing pretty, but rolled so smooth, so quiet, and just so quiet, baby. You know, down by the low, nigga at the wheel, nigga Randolph White, nigga pushing that thing. We going from the east side to the west side, nigga. I'm telling you, get great in Decatur. I don't know about that. We'll see you something about it later. Nigga going over there breaking that thing over down. Take it over, break it over down. So over there by the White House. Nigga Uncle Sam, nigga Grandpa, Billy Renee, God bless that Renee, God bless that Catacole, you know, over there Tab, you know what I'm talking about, baby mom. We over there, man. We ride, slide through that motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about. I mess around and meet Vicky, boy. Player, got game for days. Man, the first conversation we had, man, we on the phone. She one of the very few people who gave me play. And it was like the perfect one, like perfect. Far to the best of my knowledge. It just shocked me just how the whole thing was just, how we met at the, she working at the game room. Over there by Big Man Package Store. County Road, not too far from Red Carpet and all that there. Right? It was a game room over there, right? All the slicksters in the area to go down, they get way more business than Miss Phillip down the street, right? Game room, shooting pool and all that. Arcade, that was arcade was more famous back then. On like Donkey Kong and that mother, And I walked in there one day, doing the best I can, cause them niggas had already done blackballed me in the streets and all that, man. I'm telling you, man, it was already, all the stuff I'm talking about, Puffy and all this stuff tie in, man. This the late 80s and early 90s. Poison Clan dropped like 9-0, officially dropped like 9-0. So me and Randolph White, Taboo, Kid Knight, pushing that guy, he pushing it. I don't think I ever drove that. He pushing that powder blue 83 Buick LeSabre. That thing was pretty. Ow! We ain't even had no truths and nothing. It was all factory. We call it straight factory in Miami. It was straight factory. That thing was clean. Ow! We pushing that thing. I'm riding, he pushing. Right? But one day, I was on foot doing the best I can. Because I ain't going to put them boys out there like that. Because he is one of the one, nigga. Problematic in certain way. And I ain't going to say that stuff about that man like that. And it won't be talking about just him. Be talking about some more nigga too. I ain't going to do them niggas like that like they do me. Them niggas do me wrong, shout. Shout, they do me wrong, shout. But I ain't going to go there like that. But I'm going to say this. I was broke as fuck. So the little shit, my old girl, if she bought anything, if I bought anything, which I did, my mama did, and anything I get away with a Mac 10 that I could wear without him goddamn jumping down my throat. That's what I come up with. So I was very compromised and I take that and do something with that, put a flair on that, right? And that'll be put my imprint on it. But if I had a choice, nigga, with a bankroll, nigga, I went to the fabric store and here and there, and did something way different than all that you ever seen me do. But anyway, one of them type of days, cause we done moved from Tilson Road down by Law, right? We went to Sister Cow House. G2 fucked that up. G2 came out there with their mama and told them some shit about me. Oh, man. I shower down power. And I'm good. Yes, I will devour. I got style with nest. I do impress. Fly females by the way I dress. You can take me through the test to see if I'm fresh. My name is Kid J. Yes, man, I'm the best. Hey, See, too. So now we go from there to over there by Spanish Trade, which is Pavilion. With Sophie them. Reggie Red them, right? Pavilion. Then we bump down to King Glen to be Alpine. And it just so happened, Kid Knight working across the street. Dave Thomas establishment. And his daughter Wendy. All right? Dave Thomas got military background. You would find that out if you ever worked for his ass. Right? And his daughter Wendy, right? Right? Me and Randy, I was some of the star dudes in there. Other than the manager, we was a star dude. We worked. It was shit to us, man. Oh, they shit. But they had downsized that motherfucker. So we really, for that little money they giving us, it is a hell of a motherfucker. But we need them. See, them streets had them flip the script on our ass. The bench and the bar had flipped the script on our ass, caught our ass out there. And we had to grow up fast. We had to make some decisions on our feet. Nigga, we talking about 89, 90. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you need to shut the fuck up, relax and take notes. Player, when niggas around you talking about that time period, it's a lot to learn, boy. You better take out a scribble, don't dribble. There's some time to spit come out your mouth, fall on the paper, blip, all shit, the ink done spread, everything, you can't even see that. You better go ask that motherfucker what he said, nigga. The scribble, don't dribble, nigga. Relax and take notes. Man, hey, player, shit serious. Then around the time the Irish Fuel boy gonna fall, too. Now, and they the type of nigga, they if I remember correctly, they been locked up more than one time. And they ain't just fall one time, but and I don't know, I can't tell you about them like the documentary Al Prophet them and Cavario them. I can't really break I refuse that. All I know, my niggas close to them, therefore they close to me. And me as the young ambitious hitman in the making, I might fuck around have to do something for them. You know, something like that. Or we might end up working in the same area or something like that. Because up there, we don't do no company shit like Miami. Every man for himself, because that RICO conspiracy and all that's strong up there, boy. So, nigga, shout, that's you, shout. Shout, that's you. Nigga tell you that quick. And when a nigga tell you that, shout, that's you, shout. Well, he heard what he just said. So if anybody ever asks you, who got the power? I got the power. Getting kind of head. If they got the power to go to that man who just told shout as you shout and try to hook him up with that shit they got you hooked up with, and he end up fucked up because of something you said, shouted. Batman hit my hand. Boy, you might not see me. But boy, look at him. You might not see shit ever. And nigga, Batman hit my hand. Nigga, I'll shout as you shouting. This me, nigga. Relax. I graduated from Columbia High. Chris Tucker, motherfucking goddamn Chris Rock. And there's this motherfucking Christ. The second coming, bitch. With a double-edged sword and a white cloud. Nigga drove in white, nigga. And it's I ain't play out. So that's about the time I met Vicky. I walk in there, man. I can't even be myself, though. I ain't got the money. My old girl bought me some shit. I bought a couple of things, man. I bought from USA Flea. I bought some Miami Hurricane sneakers with the little bird on it, that little tropical bird, the pelican thing, and the U or the U and the M on it, right? How to be writing in calligraphy, right? Orange, green, and white. Kind of remind you of the dolphin, but not. Play way better than dolphin. So, cause these niggas be from Miami. A lot of them from Miami. You know. Dolphin shit. Dolphin people all over the world. Miami got to go somewhere. Tampa Bay got to go somewhere. Cleveland. So anyway, they behave, man. Dolphins ain't right. They ain't right though. I started saying I used to know the owner name back in the day. I forgot back when Joe Namath and what the name is? What the name the quarterback though? Cause Joe, I don't even think Joe played for them. What Dan Marino? Back when they played, you know, I know. I think before even the Mob brothers. Well, Hassan was talking about the other day, Mark Clayton and Mark Duper, even before they got, but Marino was still playing. But I think Marino was older than them. Marino go way back. You had motherfuckers like Dick Buckers, Steve Bukowski, and all that. They was out there playing way before they were getting paid good. But anyway, I had the UM shoes. I had a UM sweater. I had a UM hat. We used to put rhinestone. See, Slimzo, Toriano Nash, they say they started that job. They started, let me get it right, either a New Era or Starter hat with rhinestone. You might want to put, because they started doing that a little down the line. But you might put a ball cap on, right? Baseball, football, whatever, with rhinestone. But that's a little later. But with definitely a ball cap, or you have Spitfire Kango. That was two of the main hats, right? An afro, herringbone or rope. Herringbone, gold herringbone, big ass herringbone now. That little shit in white hole be wearing. Big thick ass herringbone, right? Rope, gold rope. Now the gold rope ain't had to be thick. We ain't really play them big old dookie rope like they did up there. We have a nice side rope. But that herringbone, that thing be big as fuck. Right? And they had other little things, but that was herringbone, a gold rope, right? Silk shirt, Jordache, and Feli. Slimzo say they started, Slimzo say him and Toriano Nash started that shit. Shopping at Walton. I think Walton primarily. You get all that at Walton. I know that for a fact. You get all at Walton. They say they started that shit. And then, boy, it got to a point, and you see a bunch of niggas with that shit on, boy. Going to Third and May, all these different high schools on the west side and the east side. Especially the west side niggas, right? But Slim's originally for the west side, but they was in Decatur at the time. They was in Decatur for a long time. But especially the west side nigga, man, it was afro, goddamn finger wave, or afro, right? It might have a low fade. Silk shirt, Jordache, Feli, and a herringbone, might be a gold rope, and a Spitfire Kango, or maybe a ball cap. Yeah. I said the fro, yeah. So we talking about around that time. So I can't do me, because I ain't got the money. What I will say, Mike Murphy done screwed it up over there where I was at. Where I was at, Mike Murphy messed that up. Couldn't nobody do nothing no more. To this day from 1987/88 to right now today, nobody did nothing like me. Daddy-O. That was my code name out on the street. From some
is coming to MDC North tomorrow in room 2158. Do not miss your chance to connect.
Shut your ass up, bitch.
And be part of something exciting.
Shut up.
RSVP here. HTTPS MDC.
Yeah, coming from the phone. I'm about to yeah, but no.
/share.
Shut up. So anyway, maybe forget what I was saying. Mike Murphy messed that job up, man. It wasn't nobody but me. Nobody but me. Tag for you to fly by. 5, 6 cars, lights on, shoot. Go to about Midwinters. That package store there where Leroy, where Mel and them had moved to when Miss Jackson moved out the street. That package store there on the west side though. A lot of times they jump out on the west side of County Road. Or about Miss Winters. What that other Crystal up there? Miss Winters. I think Crystal Berger was up there. Miss Winters and all that. Up in that area. Shakisha Lyon had some people over there. Alan Gartrell and all up in there. They'd jump out. Right? And then other little destinations. Tag for. Man, I was over there. Mike Murphy messed that job up. It used to be like a running joke in school, man. 50 Cent came out. When 50 Cent dropped? 2001? So you talking about 13 years later. When 50 Cent said back at high school, you was the man, homie. What happened to you? It don't help that a lot of niggas are gangster. A lot of gangsters I ran with, hoodlums and stuff, them niggas started smoking geek. And for the life of me, I can't stop fucking with these niggas, cause these my niggas. These the only niggas who showed and proved that when shit get hot and heavy, shit get thick, they gonna fight. Number one, fuck shooting. If a nigga won't fight, you probably don't want him to shoot either. Cause a lot of other stuff he ain't gonna do right if he won't fight. If a nigga fight, he'll do all the above. You had some niggas will fight, but they won't shoot. I'd rather be around that one than around a nigga that just want to shoot, and can't fight, won't fight, and a lot of other stuff he won't do. He won't shut his mouth when he need to shut his motherfucking mouth. And that became, see, they used to make fun of G2. Yeah, G2. If you listen to G2, you can say I watch too many movies. Cause I was too textbook with the gangster reels. I watch too many movies, man. I be thorough, bitch. Said, don't you clown the sound. Switch the nigga, please. I'm trying to make it so don't nobody have to sit there and be like, make that decision. Damn, do I shut my mouth or do I tell to get that time? Or other than that, or even that, not even be sitting there at all. Nobody out the caper been detained, handcuffed, and in interrogation. Read Miranda rights and all that because they scratching their head if they even reported the crime or what the fuck happened. Cause things had the thing. I'm telling you, man. Ever since Timothy Peanut Harris got murked, if I'm saying that right, either he was the killer or he got killed. Timothy Peanut Harris. That shit used to be in Time, Life magazine. I go to the microfiche now, I can't find it. But that was in Time and Life magazine, 60 Minutes, 2020. Trying to think of that. 60 Minutes, 2020, Time. Them are the major blue blood Republican, like major magazine back in the day. You couldn't hardly get no major than that, like Forbes, Lifetime magazine, right? 20 minutes, 60 minutes show on TV. That was like the news if you didn't know better. Mike Murphy, about the only person they named other than Timothy Peanut Harris was Mike Murphy, and whoever that was, because Mike Murphy didn't die, he didn't pull the trigger. He was named as the leader. But one of them, Timothy Peanut Harris, got murked or murked somebody. So they named them two. And Mike Murphy, that's it. That's it. One of the reasons why Mike was moving like he was moving so much from then on. He was kind of stuck in juvenile years. Like he could do the little some a lot of that stuff he had to stop. Cause it was felony. It was felony. So he got 18, shit. He like, man, shit. And he already got a record. He got a juvenile record. He turned 18, man. He like, man, them crack gonna try to get him forever. The first adult felony, they gonna try to get him forever. So he had like, Mike Murphy had to be more player than anything, which was a good thing. It was a good blend for somebody that gangster. See, Mike Murphy, who the crackers named the leader of Down by Law, had gangster partners that backed him up 100%, Down by Law or not. That's what made him so gangster. Without that, he was just another gangster. He was just another gangster. But he had niggas that backed him up from the west side or East Atlanta and the east side. Just start there. If you don't feel like going to the greater Atlanta area and Georgia and beyond. Now, player, I know what I got on my hand. These niggas don't respect themselves. They don't appreciate themselves. They don't appreciate their station in life. A lot of them, when I first met them, I'm gonna tell the truth. As much as I can tell without getting a nigga put in jail now. When I first met them, their parents were talking to me about them. in a bad way because their parents had heard about me. And they was doing me the benefit of knowing you might not need to even be this nigga friend. They'll tell you straight up, Miss Betty, God bless the dead, that queen, that black Cherokee queen right there, man. Player. The first time she sat me down in her house and told me about her son, she ran it down, boy. Talked about him like a shitty dog right in the face. And he over there laughing. And she said, I ain't playing with you. I'm not laughing. I'm serious. She went on. And boy, it just so happened, her son was the key to me to be able to say, nigga, I'm down by law. And it took me forever to even admit it to myself, because it would technically no. Hell no. Hell fuck no. When Timothy Peanut Harris got murdered, or was in that murder situation, I can't remember who died, him or the other, somebody. Somebody did time, somebody died. Timothy Peanut Harris is one of those somebodies. That time period, I was very young. And Mike Murphy wasn't fucking with me. Mike Murphy got me about 3 years. I'm in like Tony Elementary now. Mike Murphy got me about 3 years. At least. He up there with Mac 10. Bernard Mitchell. Right? Darryl Reese and them. Right? Karate Randy. Big Pokey. He up there with them type. Them that age range, right? So now, when I first met them, he was one outside of Randolph blood family that was helping raise Randolph. His parents would know that Randolph was with Mike, so he helping raise Randolph. Cause Mike would come around before Down by Law got famous. He'll come around there. Mike got a beautiful smile now, right? Tall, slender person, dark skin, jet black, pretty skin, beautiful smile. Right up straight up, Miss Colleen's son. So yeah, Mike, he all right, right? So they'll go and get their little devilment as kids. So Randolph got me like 1 year. And G2, they like Ace Boone Coon. Randolph and G2, they the same age. Gordon McNair. Gordon Walker. They before McNair. Junior, senior. Gordon and Walker. They fuck with Gordon and Walker heavy. Right? That's like a Down by Law to his own to itself. Gordon and Walker niggas, right? Ow, baby. Right? And there you got East Side and West Side right there. East Atlanta, and Decatur right there, Gordon and Walker, right, for sure now. They off the chain. So here come Mike Murphy. He can't hardly put him on no high school. That nigga truant. That nigga truant like a motherfucker. I don't think he graduated. I don't think he got an academic diploma. He probably got a GED eventually, if he got that. So now they just the real, just give it up the real. So that's how Randolph at a young age, they Mike Murphy all in the yard, they fixing bikes and stuff, them BMX bikes and all that. Randolph had a motorcycle. Back when Greg they have a motorcycle. Gold baby. Greg had all type of cars. They used to have hot rod back and they jack up the back tire or the two front tires. Shit like that. Them IROC Z. And the Z28, all that shit that was in back then. So now goddamn Incas and Momos and BBS tires on rim, all that shit, all that, the Pirelli tire. Now, here it come, we get older. And finally, it's my age. I'm getting older now. So now finally, I ain't 18 yet. I'm 15. As a matter of fact, I'm 15. I'm old enough, though, to follow in their footsteps. Go and skip a little school, man. Stay out a little later, man. You know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. Hell, no, I take my ass out. I want to hear my mom. Number one, I want to hear my mom. Plus, I want to graduate. And the lesson done got hard. Now, I got to actually study, and I ain't studying. That's why the grades dropped. Because I had to actually study outside of the school building. Like, at home, nigga, that's unheard of. Nigga, I made straight A's, nigga, doing all my work at the school. I left, the last element, Tony, I left elementary. When I left Tony Elementary campus, my work was done. Homework, schoolwork, straight A. Might get a high B. Nigga, I got in Columbia. I think I hit me with an 8th grade, nigga, Hester Prynne and all that shit. What's some more shit? Gone with the Wind. Tara. Go with the name of that city, Tara, Gone with the Wind. Hester Prynne, the Scarlet Letter. Man, fuck this shit. Nigga, I'm in school, nigga, I'm mad as fuck. Nigga done played with my money. See? We done got down semi-Miami style too, on the low. Right? Do it kind of like Miami style too now. You done played with my money, with my check. Miami style, you know what I'm saying? Miami style, I mean, you got a company, man. You got an LT, you got a woo, boss. But you might have a corporation at the top. Ain't no one boss, man. Have an LT, have a lookout, have a gunman, boo, right? They downside my shit. I ain't gonna say who they was. YBI. They down south. They downside my shit. Right? I'm the gunman, the bomb man, the money man, and the LT. Bullshit you not. Clocking. They played. I stepped off. Nigga, one day nigga tried to get some work. Nah, I'm good. I left. On my way out of there, a nigga hollered, hey man, I heard they try to give you some work, man. Nah, I'm good. Nigga don't want to pay. I ain't take $1 off the top. In my mind, I say I just helped them expand successfully. They had already expanded successfully though, by holding down the original fort. I'm thinking, shit, if I do my part in TO, they might bump up to the point they can move past whoever right above them. They can be on the same level that motherfucker, whoever that is, right? Boom. So now, YTO, I fucked up nice chunks of bomb. There you go. Keep it coming. And I stayed down. Rain, sleet, snow. I bullshit you. Now I get cold up there too. Rain, sleet, snow. Like a good hoe. You tried me like, okay. How that? That same day, Scrap Hound House, who became one of my best friends, police rushed that shit. Same one tried to put that shit in my hand with the jail. With that same shit they tried to put in my hand. Y'all nigga act. Y'all nigga act. You get a nigga trying to tell you something, y'all nigga act. Y'all nigga act. Shawty, tell you something good, boy. Tell you something good. Nigga called me when I got to Ellenwood. I was staying in Ellenwood. Sit the cow house. Trying to figure out where we gonna go. Where we gonna live. That was the first house my mama ever got bought into. I think she bought into a mortgage. First house. Nice, that motherfucker was nice. 2782 Tilson Road. We was sitting the car now out of Hellerwood. Now we don't know where we gonna go. She trying to get into another house, but some shit happened there. I think the car went and told her. I ain't hear about that. She told me, man, y'all gonna get up out of here, man. That Jamil off the chain. And so I was around Tia and Regina. They were young as fuck. They loved me too. So see, I was easily influenced, especially Regina too. So I fully understood then. I understand now. Soon we was up out of there. We was in what pavilion next. But like I said, the nigga called me from round the way, what used to be the crib. Said, hey man, they got him. Who what? Boy, they rushed the house. We got him. Boom, kick the door in. Finally, cause they had never tried to scrap them like that. But Mike Murphy had a lot to do with that shit. Mike Murphy had went to doing things in the area that he never did around there. Cause that was he lay his head. That was the primary later head play. Miss Colleen Howell right up there. She like the middle of the block, if you want to call Windy Hill to County Road the block. She like right there in the middle way toward Windy Hill from County Road. He done started cutting up, but I know what it is. He basically calling them crackers round there. Cause he see what I'm doing. And he jealous. And by now his daughter born, which is my niece. He got a baby for my brother. Now, so now I'm about 3 hours strong, man. I'ma end it like that. Rest in peace, Terrence Harris. And while I would come out my mouth and say some shit like that anyway. My mother got a baby by my brother. The Ronald Real manager. I'm gonna sign off, man. I got things to do. I ain't even started my day, man. They gave me to run around about their receipts with these cheap ass headphones. They feel like they gonna tear up any second. What the name of these shit here? Don't buy these things. My recommendation, man, don't even buy them. That receipt somewhere. I didn't mess the phone up. Oh, they rumbling and jumbling and stuff and mess up the broadcast. Active MOORS, more active. I'm sign off. I love y'all. Truth, peace, freedom, justice. 5 points on the star. It's 5 points on the star. Green pentangle on the red flag, man. You got the continental flag. The tree. I think the nickname is cherry tree, but I don't know if that's a cherry tree. It's a tree. Grand Shake Toss, they told her what that tree is. It's a green tree, white background, and then the white background is on the red background. I think it's like that. Or the green tree on the red background, something like that. Sign off, active MOORS. More active.